Season 6, Episode 1 of The Paper Thing with me, the Broken Bottle Boy. Yes, now with sound, and the sound of the person in the room sighing very loudly in the background. Such is the stress of work. Sorted, yes, hello, thank you very much. I updated to Windows 11, forced to update to Windows 11 yesterday, and it just screwed up a load of settings, it seems. Anyway, today's episode is a 4-paper show. It's the Sun, it's the Mirror, it's the Times, it's the Daily Mail. So that's what we're going to do. Starting off with the Sun, front page of the Sun. Still trying to get you £9.50 holidays. Will they be good? Probably not. Windows Elf, as the Germans would say. Yes. Main stories. Thank you for that, Burnzoid. We use weapons. Novak Djokovic did several war crimes in Kosovo, says use of weapons. I'm going to say that that's not... I'm not going to... what am I going to do? I'm just going to say allegedly. Fuck Novak, says C122H122. Hey, SK, how are you doing? Right, so anyway, front page. Don't be a Novak, get boosted. PMs, please, wear encrosed. You'll notice that there's nothing here on the Sun's front page about the party story that every other newspaper's covering. Curious that, isn't it? And curious also that this story is bylined to notorious cuckold Mr. Harry Cole. SK is on lunch eating a slice of cookie cake. It's a cake, it's a cookie, it's a cookie cake. Incredible. Right, okay, moving into the paper. It's inside the paper itself. Let's see what's going on. On page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, Alexina Graham is wearing a denim jacket and then just pants and a bra. But it's not page 3, and you'd be a fool to think otherwise. Also on page 3, exclusive, Only Fools and Pooches. A Only Fools and Horses super fan has named 8 dogs after the cast. So he's got dogs called Boise, Denzel, Neris, Marlene, Cassandra, Rodney, of course, Adele Boy, and Raquel. The dog... Hang on, I'm going to do this without... There are the dogs. I'm trying to show you the dogs without showing you the puppies. There you go. Burnzoid, just love to be forced to write glowing stories about the guy married to my girlfriend. Yeah, incredible scenes. Come out, you cuckold, says Kin92. Right, moving on. They've got a model to dress up as Rosie the River to tell people to do the boost, get a booster. PM bid to axe masks and work from home. PM bid to distract from everything else going on. Is that really worth news? No, it's not, but they always fill that slot with a bit of PR bump. On page 7, Marcus Girls Insta Clue. Reunited. Rashford back with ex after painful split. Again, who gives a fuck? On pages 8 and 9, what a jock up. Meltdown, as Judge says, tennis ace can play. Not just the footballers now, tennis players also aces. I guess at least it's a pun in that case. The Sun and news don't go hand in hand, says the Burnzoid. Axe masks, like ban them, what a stupid idea. Yeah, wouldn't ban them, but just sort of say that you're not required to have them. Ian Duncan Smith says, Boris, you got the big decisions right, now finish the job. He got the big decisions right. Fucking hell. Right, on page 11, Leonardo DiCaprio and his 24-year-old girlfriend. No thank you. Use of weapons, boo, cheaty Manu, VAR cheating wankers last night, says use of weapons. Hey, Slingamai, how are you doing? I like the video that you had on Instagram showing you doing the self-portraits. That was very cool. Sun being extra irrelevant today, yeah. 24, it's a bit old for Leonardo DiCaprio, says SK, yeah. Isn't she about to be too old for him? Yeah, she's going to age out of being his girlfriend quite soon. Reality star Fern McCann's caged acid attacker ex is dating another TV hopeful. Arthur Collins, 29, is close to his longtime pal Gemma Elliott, a contestant on ITV's Take Me Out. Let's say reality star, that's a stretch, isn't it? On pages 12 and 13, who's going to be in Dancing on Ice? Do we know who these people are? Connor Ball, who is a pop star. Reagan Gascoigne, who's a dancer. Liberty Poole from Love Island. Ben Foden, the ex-rugby player. Bez, who is Bez. Kyle White, Olympic BMXer, Steph Reed, the Paralympian, Rhea Hebden, loose women's star, Brendan Cole, formerly of Strictly, Rachel Stevens, the pop star, Kimberly Wyatt, also a pop star. What was she in? I don't recall. And what's her face, who plays Sally in Coronation Street, Sally Divinor, who I think her daughter is... Wasn't her daughter in Bridgerton? Is that right? It was, yeah. So. Bez of Bez fame. Bez is the most British name, says Jaffro too. None of these names are real, says the Burnzoid, apart from Bez. Clemmy Moody in her column writes, Waity Katie turned into Saint Kate and had the last laugh. They're beatifying her now, it seems. And then on the same page, she's angry at the Pope and... is talking about trolls. Who knew being out of your knot would lead to such a big career, says Jujo. Well, yeah. Apparently, we're close to a hype train. It was when it tells me that, I don't know what I'm meant to do about it.
Hype train.
When people, when people have lots of people have subscribed or gifted or used bits or whatever. This is when I sound the most old. Oh yeah, they think the Pope is SJW now. Yeah. Also, they're just angry with him about the dogs versus children thing. On page 17, awards night shambles, speechless. Winners listed on screen as stars shone, grim globes. The Sun there with a story from 2 days ago. Two experts share their tips for Jubilee Bake Off competition. I couldn't give a shit. Could not give a shit. Can't even waste your time with that. 4-year-old fan proves every little helps as she gets to work on a Tesco till. Brooke Goacher loves Tesco's and begs her mum Jodie Buckley for daily trips. She was invited to work at the store in Carlton, Nottinghamshire, after Jodie posted on Facebook looking for a tiny Tesco uniform for Brooke. Jodie, 28 of Hucknall, said she was so excited she didn't want to come home. I do not know what the obsession is. I've taken her to M&S and Sainsbury's, but they're not the same. Child labour. Yeah, Tesco and child labour scandal, says Burnzoid. Child labour isn't cute. It's wrong. Capitalist propaganda klaxon. Yeah, totally. Look at this. I mean, Jesus Christ. Heartwarming child labour is it now, says Heathmore. Also on that page, ex-BBC boss's hotel bill is £740,000 and it's unpaid. A former BBC executive is being sued by bosses at a luxury hotel over an alleged £740,000 unpaid bill. Jason Blaine spent 8 months in the penthouse of London's Mandarin Oriental after originally booking him for 6 nights. He still owes money for the $4,725 a day suite. It is claimed, with other charges including $30,000 for valet parking, $55,000 in service charges, and £25,000 for room service. Court papers show Mr. Blaine's chief of staff hired the suite for 6 nights in October 2020. Before leaving in June last year, Mr. Blaine, a director of 33 companies, emailed the Hyde Park Hotel to say, "The bill is of course my debt, and this will be reversed at a future point." A future point, indeed. A writ filed at London's High Court shows he's paid $508,000 of his $1.24 million bill, but the rest is outstanding. How exactly do you get to a point where they allow you to reach a £1.24 million hotel bill? He was once the boss of BBC Worldwide's business development arm. Is this about David Blaine? Burnsoid, I worked at Morrison's while at uni. I can't go anywhere near it now. Neon Lady, I've had some weird obsessions, but never on the level of wanting to work at Tesco. Apparently, there's going to be a documentary about Dua Lipa, all on the BBC gravy train, Lynn, says a big old boy. Page 25, train hits a plane. A plane crashed in America. A 4-seater Cessna crashed in America yesterday while coming into land at Whiteman Airport in Pacoima, Los Angeles. No one was hurt, and some police managed to drag the guy out of the plane before the train hit it. It's pretty full on. Mark Kenosis' friend is barred from every HMV in the country. I need to know why, though. Right, okay, I'm afraid that the Sun is getting horny on Maine again. Too scared to get randy without the brandy in dry January. How to have sex sober and over again. Sober and over again. The Sun has discovered the concept of edging. Says you need to build body confidence. Share fantasies. Try tantrics. They always fucking say try tantric sex. That is sex writer's answer to everything. They've managed to get some people to write to talk to them about this. Project manager Ben Richardson, 31, and Susanna Brown, 29, are an admin assistant from Rhyl in North Wales. Sue says, "I thought our sex life was great. We did it every day, but I have no idea just how great it could be. That was until we gave dry January ago. Our sex drive went through the roof." Meanwhile, makeup artist Isabella Wolfe, who lives with her long-term partner Rob Andrews, a car rental manager, says, "For our 3rd anniversary, we rented a cabin in the country and ordered loads of sex toys, bondage gear and booze. Rob felt under pressure to perform the whole weekend, so he bought some Viagra off the internet. We cracked open the champagne and one glass led to 3 bottles. The Viagra worked a treat and we were having a sex marathon. His manhood must have been suffering, but I didn't notice as I was drunk. I jumped on top and then heard a crack, saw lots of blood." Jeez, why do we have to have broken cock stories in here? He was in agony and thought he'd broken his member, so we called an ambulance. It was mortifying when they arrived. All the drama, we'd forgotten to hide all the sex toys, whips and chains. Could have died of embarrassment. And what better way to deal with your embarrassment than to talk to the Sun about it, a national newspaper. Bedroom agony is now ecstasy. Customer service worker B. Jensen lives with her long-term boyfriend in Aberdeen. He's made sure he's not named. She says, "I used to get so nervous before having sex with a new partner, I had to get suzzled first. Became a bad habit I couldn't shake. One time I fell off the bed mid-sex and really hurt my arm. Another time on a romantic weekend away, I was trying to be sexy in the hotel room, strutting around in my new undies when I tripped over and banged my head. It was a wake-up call I needed to find out why I use booze as a crutch." Well, good for her. But bad news for Rob Andrews and his broken dick. The broken cock stories remind me of a friend who got bit on the dick by a snake in Mexico. We need more of that. Too Drunk to Fuck by Viagra Online, brought to you by Deliveroo in 30 minutes. A mum was robbed of her mobile by 2 club bouncers as she filmed them when they barred her for being too ugly. Claire Sidebottom, 39, was grabbed and pulled into a safety barrier. Yeah, it turns out that getting bouncers to do a ludicrous certificate doesn't stop them from being complete arseholes. Carol Vorderman wore a red dress. That's apparently worthy of a story. There's a new show on Netflix called Hype House. It's about social media wankers. And they reviewed it here. One of them has 8.1 million followers. And tonight's TV recommendation, Charlotte Church's Dream Build, really at 9 p.m. It's her renovating a house. Or Rules of the Game, BBC One, Maxine Peake, starring as the hard-talking Sam Thompson, CEO of sportswear manufacturer Fly Dynamic, a family-run firm where drinking, drugs and sexual misconduct appear to be all in a day's work. Or The Secret Life of Your Pets, hidden cameras looking at pets. Hey, Research Arena, how are you doing? Did you solve your problem? The Burnsoid, I'm looking forward to the millions of bread tubers reviews of the Hype House, yeah. Oh, yeah, no worries. Right, anyway. That was that in Fab Daily, the relentlessly awful Fab Daily, what's happening today. Oh, no, sorry, Dear Deirdre, let's see how many bin-ims we've got today. So paranoid after her festive kiss with boss. My girlfriend has confessed to snogging her boss at the work Christmas party. Scared to admit I can't have kids. I've met a great guy who I'm smitten with, but I worry will dump me when he discovers my secret. I can't have children. I'm a woman of 32 and widowed. My husband was 37 when he died. He had a congenital heart defect no one knew about. We've been you're going to have to talk to him about it. Don't bin him, though. Should I confess love for best pal? I'm really attracted to my best friend, but I'm scared she doesn't feel the same way. She's 23 and I'm a guy of 24. We met at university. We shared a house together, and now we both work for the same company. That sounds like shitting on your own doorstep to me.
Yeah, we're shitting
Help me forget hurtful partner. My boyfriend tells me his job is more important than our relationship. If that's how he feels, I want out. Bin him. Home alone since my son came out. Recently I found out my son is gay and I'm struggling to accept it. Definitely right into the sun for advice on that. SK the Crusader, do not bang your best friend. You'll end up in a 7-year relationship like me. Do not tell us, says the Burnzoid. Okay, Fab Daily, right. I pay to go to work. Catherine is just one of many hammered by childcare costs, earning less than she pays in nursery fees. Yeah, and this is a government you relentlessly support, son, so fuck off. Childcare costs are huge. We struggle to make ends meet. Of course, the son can make no connection with the systematic issues here. Thank you, Mark, for resubscribing. 12 months of subscribing to the stream. Really appreciate it. And thank you for resubscribing to my again also on 11 months. Really appreciate that. Thank you for following the channel Zarf Quag Swag, which is just a great name to say out loud. Hey, Frugalus, yeah, you're correct. It's been all top quality journalism all the way through. Research Arena, see you soon. Catch up on the show on YouTube. I will put this edition will be going up this evening. Okay, the £50 letter comes from Alex Dixon, who writes, while certain members of the royal family stir up controversy, the Queen remains our best loved royal by far. Yes, because everyone's such a big fan of Weekend at Bernie's. Right, moving on. Oh, encoding overloaded. Stop it. We were doing so well. Right, and in the sport, Novak, now I'll win it. Freed Novak Djokovic pledged to win the Australian Open after successfully appealing against deportation. Doubt it. Man United 1, Aston Villa 0. Cavan Alarv, VIR confusion as foul on Edinson denies Villa. I know that we've got people in the chat who are not happy about that. Frugulus, thank you for subscribing. 5 months. Really appreciate it. Big Old Boy says, get in the grave. Queenie. C122 says, Queen is dead. SK the Crusader, honk if the Queen's dead. Use of weapons says, cheating VAR wankers. The Burnzoid, I think they're just waiting until they can reanimate her before they tell us. Funny how no one likes Andy Pandy anymore. Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Right, so that was the Sun. I mean, give me your scores. I reckon quadruple negative, nice. We had a speed round through the Big Old Boy has subscribed for 4 months. Has subscribed tier 1 now for 4 months. Thank you very much. What a great day for subscriptions and resubscriptions. This is what a mighty stream this is turning out to be. Slinkermeyer in with quadruple negative, nice. Use of weapons with minus 2022. The Burnzoid quadruple negative, nice. Sun wankers. The Neon Lady I'm both hyped for and dreading the Mecha Queen. Beware the Mecha Queen. Just checking on VAR. VAR says Queen not dead. More when we get it. Mark Kenosi, she's not legally dead because any doctor checking her pulse will be committing treason. New emote idea just dropped. A Mecha Queen emote would be amazing. Mark Kenosis, it was Gunter von Hagen's birthday yesterday. They're letting him have a go on the Queen. It was. He popped up in the birthday list yesterday. Right, so let's get on with the mirror. Speed round through the mirror. I reckon I could do the mirror in 1 minute 30, which would be a new PB for the mirror. Plasticized Queen like a monster in my pocket. Cheating VAR and TPT. I thought it was just Old Trafford. Queen, not dead. Right. So, Burnzoid, I remember a Mecha Queen Victoria in a steampunk book series I used to read. Mecha Queen Victoria sounds terrifying. I keep hearing it as Mecha Queen and wondering if she's converted to Islam, inshallah. I mean, that would be a story that would very much blow the Sun's mind. Right, so 1 minute 30. It's time to speed through the mirror. I cited the mirror in the essay I just handed in the classic Filth and Fury. Ah, yes, the Filth and the Fury. That, as headlines go, a solid classic. Right, 1 minute 30. Let's go. Front page of the Mirror. Daily Mirror. Portrait of a queen in the making. How Kate's preparing for her destiny. Whether it's the sun or the mirror, you still get the same royal family sucking up. Number 10 party email bombshell. Invite do what you like. 100 staff told to bring own drinks during lockdown. PM attended. As someone said on Twitter yesterday, interesting how the Mirror had no scoops on the government and now has endless scoops. Must be the Pripper career suddenly got very good. Only reason you could ever imagine. But incidentally, same thing with Paul Brand at ITV getting all the scoops, not just people phoning them up with info and just dropping them emails. Lily says bye bye to Pammy. Lily Collins talking about Lily James, talking about playing Pamela Anderson. I'm going far too slowly here. Enjoy weather at number 10 Garden Pie. 100 invitees told. Holly and Phil's secret gin and tonic. Apparently they do that sometimes. What a waste. Load of ambulances. Wes Streeting has a little comment thing in there. Pilot dragged to safety seconds before train hits. Wrong side of the tracks. Levelling up broken transport network. Wilco axes 300 jobs. More on Brooke, who loves Tesco's. Odd child. Rolling Stones is going to be stamps to celebrate their 60th birthday as a band. Wounded veteran can walk his bride down the aisle. Sister's cliffball tragedy drove me to succeed, says Ralph Little. And in the sport, Wild Ings. VAR take 3.5 minutes to rule out Danny goal as Ralph Boys Nick win. Once again, a good time for use of weapons to get angry there. Anyway, the Mirror is terrible. There were 300 members of Wilco. Yes, exactly. The band Wilco had 300 members. The Queen is going on the Hajj, claims SK the Crusader. Wilco access 300 jobs, but they've been offered positions. Access 300 jobs, but they've been offered positions with the polyphonic spree. VAR cheating bastards to C122, H122. What ish the point is now thinking about a Queen Wolfenstein mod. I would be so up for playing that. Right. Let's do a roll call. Why not? It's a good turnout today. I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. Follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. SK the Crusader is here. He is in the mod squad. He's also surely got an excellent stream coming up this week. And yes, looking forward to looking at the script for his new video as well. Aratrax is here. Hello. Aiton. Bear Pavlova, excellent name. Big Old Boy, also an excellent name. C122, H122, always good to see you in the chat. Crawfish, hello. Dr. Fayad, E. Blair fan, always a pleasure. Arabs, hello. Everybody loves Raymondo, one of my favourite names to say in the chat. Frugulus, hello, thank you, you've been fantastic as ever, as has Gladster. Hello to Heathmore2401, Jaffa02, good to see you. JG Dawn, hello. Jody Moon, Jordan DH, the excellent Jordan DH. Jujo, also excellent in the chat. Kin92, a pleasure as ever. Magic Dan, hello. Mark Kenosis, I mean, the stream is never the same without Mark. Nintendo Switch XL, hello. Parps, Recursive Rose, always good to see you. Rumastino, Slinkermeyer, the excellent Slinkermeyer. If you are not following her on Instagram, what are you doing? Same username as here, and always amazing photography. 1727 is here. Spike Truck Claire, hello. A regular on the stream and much appreciated. The Burnzoid, always good in the chat as well. The Neon Lady, hello. The Research Arena, who I don't think is here. I think she's actually gone for a bus. But if you're not following her on Twitch, you should be. The Royal Flush, hello. VNK, and what is the point? Hello. Oh, and Use of Weapons. Use of Weapons, nearly missed you there, but how could I? Yes, hello to you all, and I'm glad you're here for episode 1 of season 6 of the paper thing. There's going to be some new stuff coming. SK the Crusader excited to call his parents with white hair and record their reaction. Sunday is Riley from TF. Big streaming week. It's probably Saturday stream where my hair will be dyed white. Hello, Get Station. How are you doing? And I love that emote. You didn't show up in the list, but hello. Geds, as Kinny92 says. I always love it when Geds is in the chat. Hello. Everyone loves Raymondo. Missed your streams so much. Love to all. Hope the move went well. Move went fine, didn't it? I think the move went fine.
We went fine.
Yeah. Hello to you, Geds. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the times. Geds got here just after you started the list, very much like school days. You will not be required to do an after-school detention. Fuck landlords to C122, H122. Yes. Right, so the Times. What to say about the metaverse? A beginner's guide. This is one of the most patronising things ever, so I might actually go into the Times 2 for us to have a look at that, breaking my normal rule of just skipping over Times 2. Number 10 celebrated lovely weather with lockdown drinks party. Times manages to fit that onto their front page. Main story, pressure mounts for 5 days of isolation. Where's that pressure coming from? Unnamed members of the government. Magic Dan, the Times, can't wait to find out more about how its political editor wants Rayner to step on him. SK the Crusader, the metaverse is just boring sword art online. Metaverse is just PS Home, but worse somehow, says Burnzoid. These are all valid. Djokovic limbers up for another court victory. The Times is really into saying, just sucking up to Djokovic. Don't raise MPs' pay, Johnson says, as households feel pinch. Police chiefs urged to act over rising murder rate. A foot in the door for marbles claim. Greece says loan of statue fragment boosts its call for the return of Lord Elgin's loot. Return the marbles, for fuck's sake. They have internet on computers now, says C122, H122. Why ye long face? Medieval war horses were in fact no bigger than ponies, is a claim. King Arthur had Hengruen, Richard Lionheart had too many to name, and Richard III would have exchanged his kingdom for one. Warrior knights in the Middle Ages were nothing without their mighty steeds. Jack Blackburn, who's written this article, you've really overdone that intro. Yet the popular image of gallant knights on enormous war horses might need some adjustment, as new research suggests that English cavalrymen had charges that were little bigger than a modern-day pony. Researchers from numerous British universities have analysed 1,964 equine bones from AD 300 to 1650, found that the average height of a war horse, known as a destrier, was 14.2 hands. That means that from the front hoof to the front shoulder, they're about 4 foot 9 inches, about 10% shorter than modern-day racehorses, and 15 inches shorter than horses used in period films. Djokovic's father calls for the Queen to intervene. Unfortunately, she cannot do that because she's currently being wheeled around a Californian holiday resort. People were shorter then, says C122, H122, and ergo their horses. End working from home to fire up economy, ministers urge PM. We're back on that one again. Bird flu sufferers on lookout for new ducks after negative test. I hope he gets his new ducks. Judy Murray takes swing at sexist pushy parent tag. Tate facing court over Bacon works. This is Francis Bacon rather than just, a pile of bacon. The Tate is facing legal action for failing to exhibit work by Francis Bacon given to it almost 2 decades ago. Barry Jewell, a friend of the artist, signed a contract with the Tate in 2004 for handing over a collection of more than 1,200 sketches, photographs and documents, estimated to have been worth about £20 million, from Bacon's studio in South Kensington. He did so on the understanding that an exhibition would follow within 3 years, but it has remained in the Tate's archives ever since. However, because Jewell donated the portfolio, which includes Bacon's oil study of the head of the poet and artist William Blake, it technically belongs to the Tate. Last week, Jewell's lawyers wrote to Maria Balshaw, the Tate's director, stating, "We require you to confirm arrangements for the return of the works within 28 days, failing which our client will be commencing legal proceedings." Now in his 60s, Jewell was friends with the artist between 1978 and 1992. Friends. The Bacon work really sounds like a hip breakfast cafe in a former industrial building. Should be. Big old boy. I burn all my spare money in the garden when I work from home, so that makes sense. Horses and people were smaller, but dogs were massive, says Mark Canosis. Drinking tea and listening to cursed media. Burnzoid thinks that they've been to the Bacon works. Developers will foot fire safety bills, vows Gove. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Prince Andrew finally pays off 6.6 million Swiss chalet debt. Duke of York has paid a 6.6 million debt to French socialite, paving the way for him to sell his Swiss ski chalet. I wouldn't say he has. He's got that money off his ma. Sorry, officer, the Tesla's got a mind of its own. The next time a Tesla cuts you up, blame the car. The electric vehicle manufacturers release a new set of self-driving profiles, and its cars can follow. Chill, average, and assertive. Yeah, why did the car crash? Oh, it was my assertive Tesla. IRA attack Paris on Bloody Sunday, insists Colonel Derek Wilford, the commander. He is full of shit. On page 13, hunts threaten big game gene pool. The biggest of big game animals are being targeted by British hunting businesses in a threat to the gene pool of species such as lions and elephants, MPs and lords claim. Hunters, like the men pictured here, are fucking scum. Puppy farm tycoons fined for force breeding bulldogs. Disgusting. Puppy breeding tycoon is even a thing. They've been ordered to pay £400,000 by a judge for forcing animals into continuing cycles of pregnancy to cash in on a pet boom. Carl Shellard, 43, and his wife Victoria, 40, set up the unlicensed business Posher Bulls at their country home in Bonvilston, South Wales, selling bulldog puppies for up to £20,000 a time. People who bought them should be punished as well, frankly. America falls in love with James Herriot and friends. Apparently America really loves all creatures great and small. Mark Notice, I'm asserting that Elon Musk should be burned alive. Not a parody, not in Minecraft. It's my own sincere belief that this should happen in real life. Someone needs to assert a Tesla right into Elon Musk's face, says Kin92. A dying patient in the US has been given the heart of a genetically modified pig. Yeah, there you go. Anti-vaxxers recruited by far-right online. No shit. Young Rolex thieves charm then strike. From Cotswolds car parks to the golf clubs of Dorset, smiling young women have been approaching wealthy older men on the pretext of charity fundraising, but ultimately walking off with their Rolexes.
Approaching them.
More power to these people. If they could also steal Giles Curran's car again, extra points for them. Police hunt for victim 52 years after murder. Police have reopened an investigation into the kidnapping and murder of a woman 52 years ago after the convicted killer revealed where she was buried. My God. Scotland Yard assigned a team of officers to investigate the location of the remains of Muriel McKay after Nizamuddin Hussain, 75, made the admission to her family last month. McKay, who was 55, was the victim of bungled kidnapping by Hussain and his older brother Arthur, who mistook her for the wife of Rupert Murdoch. The Times fails to mention here who he? Well, just the owner of the papers. Yeah, they had wanted to try and kidnap Rupert Murdoch's first wife, Anna. Is that his second wife? Possibly his second wife, Anna. And they took this woman instead and killed her. Slingermeyer, I got screamed at by anti-vaxxers protesting in the Prince Charles Cinema the other day, including Piers fucking Corbyn. Jesus. Rural vet tycoon, simulate sticking your arm inside cows. Kin92, force breeding bulldog sounds like an Ian Austin. I am dragged off the stage by a giant hook. Are they the guys that sold a bag of clothes to David Aronovich? You've got to think so. But what if they worked hard for those Rolexes? In the comments section, James Kirkup says, the post-COVID revolution has been cancelled. Hopes of building a fairer society and improving a lot of key workers are being trumped by a wish to return to normal. You're the Times. That's what you want. You want... Oh, Jesus. Who is Keith? Rupert Murdoch, yeah. Perverse jury verdicts reflect moral confusion, says Melanie Phillips, well-known arbiter of morality and favourite columnist of Anders Behring Breivik. Giles Curran is fucking awful. Let's not even get into him today. Hugo Rifkin writes, everyone's a loser in the vaccine culture war. We should stifle the urge to be outraged at the Djokovic verdict, as differences of opinion don't have to turn us into tribes. Again, imagine being told by a newspaper columnist that we shouldn't be turned into tribes. Some corrections and clarifications from the Times today. Reporting remarks by the Education Secretary, we said that this year's GCSEs and A-level assessments would involve a hybrid model of exam results and teacher assessment. The exam regulator, Ofqual, has since clarified that the plan is for students to sit exams unless COVID disruption makes this impossible, in which case grades would be determined by teachers. And the Times also wrongly said that Colin Grant had provided cannabis to people in Luton in the 1960s. In fact, it was Grant's father who did so. We apologise for the confusion. Yeah, Slingermeyer, I agree with C122, H122, apologise. Phil, sorry that those people were such arseholes. Recursive Rose. Fun quick time events in Rural Vet Tycoon where you dodge being kicked, and when you fail, you end up black and blue with broken ribs. Jesus. Love it when white nationalist tells me not to tear down statues of slavers. Yeah. Right, let's do the birthdays. Whose birthday today? Rachel Riley is 36. She's younger than me. It just seems so unlikely. Chris Beardshaw, garden designer and TV presenter, is 53. Mary J. Blige, happy birthday to her, she's 51. Geraint Bowen, the organist and director of music at Hereford Cathedral, is 59. Chris Bryant, the Labour MP for Rhondda, the shadow leader of the House of Commons until 2016, is 60. Anna Calder Marshall, the actress, 75. Brian Cantor, the metallurgist and trustee of the Science Museum Group, professor of materials at Brunel University, 74. Jean Chrétien, OM, Prime Minister of Canada till 2003, is 88. Jason Connery, the actor, is 59. Newton Faulkner, the singer and guitarist, is 37. Carolyn Franklin, the fashion commentator, is 63. Melvin Hayes, the actor, known for He Ain't Half Hot Mum, is still alive. He's 87. Emile Heskey, Liverpool and England footballer, is 44. Professor Sir Tony Hoare, emeritus researcher, Microsoft Research, Cambridge, and developer of the sorting algorithm QuickSort, is 88. Richard Hughes, flat racing jockey and three-time champion jockey, and now a trainer, is 49. Tony Kaye, the keyboard player in progressive rock group Yes, is 77. Brian Moore, the rugby union player and a rugby presenter and pundit, is 60. Sarah Olney, Liberal Democrat MP for Richmond Park, is 45. Vicky Peterson, guitarist and singer in the Bangles, very happy birthday to her, she's 64. Brian Robson, the footballer, Manchester United and England, is 65. Tom Rowlands, the musician in the Chemical Brothers, is 51. Arthur Scargill, trade unionist, president of the National Union of Mine Workers, very happy birthday to him, he's 84. And Adrian Sutil, Formula 1 racing driver, is 39. Jamie Vardy is 35. And Joel Zwick, film director of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, is 80. In 1569, the first state lottery draw in England was held outside Old St Paul's Cathedral in London to raise funds for coastal defences with a £5,000 jackpot. The odds were 1 in 16,000. Less than 10% of the 400,000 10-shilling tickets were sold. No word here on who the winner was. The last word. Hope is the eternal tool in the survival kit for mankind. We hope for a little luck. We hope for a better tomorrow. That's Sidney Poitier, who died last week. Right, moving on. In the world news, Russia rejects US plea to withdraw border troops. Denmark will give Facebook a day to delete trolls' posts. Putin blames Kazakh riots on foreign terrorists. Gulf states cozy up to Beijing in hunt for a new ally. And for the ultimate birthday, give a dog a drone. A doting dog owner in China rented 520 drones at a cost of 100,000 yuan, £11,500, to create a display to celebrate his pet's birthday. Happy 10th birthday to Dudu is the name of the dog, and forming patterns of the birthday cake and a gift box containing a bone. The unknown owner and her friends, all wearing Christmas hats, sang happy birthday to the dog, which seemed unfazed by the expensive spectacle above the Jiang River in the city of Changsha in the Hunan province. So there you go. Having once described Adolf Hitler as a ruddy little ignoramus, J.R.R. Tolkien would have been puzzled to learn that his magnum opus has become a totem of Europe's extreme right. Giorgio Meloni, 44, who's tipped to become Meloni, who is tipped to become Italy's first female Prime Minister, has publicised her devotion to Lord of the Rings and paid tribute to the great British author on the mark of the anniversary of his birth on January 3rd, 1892. He raised many of us with stories packed with values and meaning, teaching us to believe and to dream, the hard right leader wrote on Facebook last week. Mixed with posts attacking illegal immigration and coronavirus restrictions, the message received more than 6,500 likes. Last year, her best-selling autobiography, Josona Georgia, Meloni wrote that as a teenager, she and other political activists in Rome would dress as characters from Lord of the Rings to entertain children. Her favourite character is Samwise Gamgee. Right, there you go. Happy birthday to the dog, absolutely. Eric Zemmour has attacked the hated French media. Fuck Eric Zemmour. Also, fuck the French media. King United 2, I mean, Tolkien's a great writer, but also pretty fucking racist himself. Yeah. Right. The metaverse. In the Times 2, the front page of the Times 2, she's in the metaverse. But you know what it is? Well, she's not in the fucking metaverse, because it doesn't fucking exist. Anyway, I just want to read you one paragraph of this, which I thought was particularly fucking patronising. The metaverse is an immersive virtual reality VR world into which you enter by wearing VR goggles. It holds huge promise from pretty much every sector. For pretty much every sector, from shopping to the world of work. You could start your day buying a latte from an outlet of Starbucks based in the metaverse and see that order delivered to your door within minutes by a real-life courier. You could then avoid the commute and teleport to your metaverse-based office where you sit at a graphically depicted version of your desk and type away at your computer, all the way talking to your colleague about the latest Love Island shenanigans. Yes, that's right, Christopher Walker, because that's what you think people are that work in offices. That's what you think they are. Fuck off. If you person in the room's on the phone in the other room, if you can hear that. More sleep and sex, the key to a longer, happier life, says Professor Roseanne Kenny. Yeah, no shit, fucking hell. People write these books. Anyway, Times 2. Person in the room is angry. She's not. She's downstairs talking to someone. Sounds like hell, doesn't it? Yeah, I agree with you, Heathmore. Right, moving on. In the business column, councils must face greater scrutiny after Warrington's investment fiasco, says Patrick Hoskin. Right, and in the... hang on, let's get the obituaries. Let's put... Oh, Tom Cardy's really funny. Tom Cardy is really funny. Thanks for that, Burnzoid. Right, the obits. In the obits today, Andrew Jennings, maverick journalist whose investigations expose widespread corruption at the world governing bodies of football and the Olympics. He was an excellent investigative journalist. Lord Hughes of Woodside, former Labour MP and anti-apartheid campaigner who was driving force behind the 1988 Free Mandela concert at Wembley, has died. He was 90. And Marilyn Bergman, Oscar-winning lyricist who with her husband wrote Nice and Easy for Frank Sinatra and The Way We Were for Barbara Streisand, has died. She was 93. In tears that they think VR is teleportation, says Ged Station. Teleport, I know. I mean, he doesn't actually think that, but he's just being patronising to the reader. Hamilton plans to return. 37-year-old expects to report for testing next month, despite disillusionment over title twist in F1. Nadal Novak deserves place. Rafael Nadal said Novak Djokovic deserves a place at the Australian Open after the circus that has followed his attempts to enter the country, and Stars' stint at IPL to be cut. England Stars are expected to have their involvement in the Indian Premier League curtailed so they have more time to prepare for Test series. Anyway, that is the Times. Give me your scores. I mean, for me, it's a classic triple negative nice. Right. And finally, we come to the last... I cannot wait for the VR 4chan raid of the VR Habbo Hotel, says Esco Crusader. Anyway, the rest of that article is as patronising as the start, frankly. The Burnzoid talking about Hamilton. I hope he returns. Fuck the FIA for robbing him. I'd agree with you on that, absolutely. Right. Last newspaper of the day, it's the Daily Mail. Some water.
You can't have water, you're not allowed.
Mustard. Right. The Daily Mail, front page of the Daily Mail, top of the shop. It's eating disorder season in the newspaper, so we've got more content from Weight Watchers, now called WW. Also, why fruit and veg could be nature's secret sleep remedy. When brain fog isn't the menopause, it's actually middle-aged ADHD, and all the benefits of exercise in a pill.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm afraid there is poetry today. Sorry, C122H122. Slinkermeyer gives the Times a quadruple negative nice. Big old boy Boris rocked. I'm sure he's not. Arid Tracks rating the Times minus 1964 equine bones. Boris rocked by new party revelations. I don't believe he is rocked at all, as Big Old Boy says. Also, Jamie bags 1.75 million from ruins of collapsed restaurants. Fuck him. I hope he wakes up one morning to find all his fridge just packed full of turkey Twizzlers. On page 3, Finicky Fox 43 finds a fiancée who's 28 and she's not woke. Fucking hell. Lawrence Fox fiancée is called, name feasibly, I don't think this is a real name, Arabella Fleetwood Neagle. That is the name of his future ex-wife, his future second ex-wife. Arabella Fleetwood Neagle is, what does she, Mrs. Fleetwood Neagle. Miss Fleetwood Neagle apparently supports his political campaigning as she was pictured alongside him on the top deck of his Reclaim Party's battle bus. Her parents, Paul and Catherine Fleetwood Neagle, used to run a business selling dolls. So, there you go. When we get to the 900th revelation, then have to die. Dehenna Davidson, says Mark Canosis. Trendy milks a health threat to teenage girls, apparently. They're the trendy alternatives to milk that have become a multi-million-pound industry. But by drinking substitutes based on oat or almond, following a meat-free diet, teenage girls could be risking their health, a food expert warned yesterday. Allegedly missing out on key nutrients. Milk substitutes, with the exception of soya, typically do not match the protein content of cow's milk, while shunning meat could result in iron deficiency. I wonder if this man has received any assistance from the meat and dairy industries. It'd be worth looking into. In the corrections and clarifications, an article in Saturday's paper about furlough money claimed Tony and Cherie Blair said they had used the scheme to cover wages of staff at Lady Blair's law firm. In fact, the money was used to pay the wages of other staff based at the Blair's Harcourt Street office. We're happy to set the record straight. Milk. Who the fuck would want to marry Lawrence Fox? Milk. Gapes in the chat. Sarah Vine says, rage doesn't even begin to cover how I feel about number 10's damn stupidity. But when you actually read the column, it turns out that she's just angry that they got caught and she believes they worked terribly hard. And in fact, she writes a great example of what a terrible, terrible writer she is, as she writes... every time I would this is talking about when she was still living with her now ex-husband Michael Gove. Every time I walked past his study door, I would catch snippets of the Prime Minister talking to the cabinet via Zoom, working like a dog. And I do mean like a dog. So presumably she means every couple of minutes he stopped to lick his own bollocks. Right, moving on. Carrie Johnson wore a dress, whoopee-doo. COVID tells us life's short. That's why we sold a record 5,586 cars, says Rolls-Royce boss. Or it's because the elite did amazingly well out of the pandemic and got richer. Mark Canosis says there's a Lawrence Fox joke to be made about paying the piper, but I can't be asked. Fair enough. Nettles, Weirds, and all things British. Chelsea goes native. That is about the Chelsea Flower Show, apparently. Will power firms get Credit Lifeline to stop huge surge in prices? I guarantee that's going to happen, probably at a very convenient time for Boris Johnson to distract from something else. In a new craze where you can buy art you can never hang on a wall. Fancy owning a Turner? You can digitally. Art collectors will now have a chance to own a Turner masterpiece. Guess what? The British Museum is selling non-fungible tokens, NFTs, of artworks in its collection. Fuck off. So you'll own the receipt for a picture of a picture that you could never own. Scotland Yard protection officer is accused of a string of sex offences. He's been charged with attacking another 4 women. PC David Carrick is now accused of a total of 29 crimes. But remember, it's only a few rotten apples and not the entire orchard. Fuck NFTs, says Slinkermeyer. NFTs can fuck off. Neon Lady, no, not more NFTs. On page 17, how Putin could black out Britain. One of the classic Daily Mail pictures there of how they do it. Apparently, they use little unmanned submersibles to cut the fiber optic cables. NFTs is possible video topic, says SK Crusader. So I have to learn what they are. Sorry about that. Little John says, Jubilee party, Mum. Bring your own bottle. Mary Berry's winning pudding. A packet of hobnobs called working from home. Fuck off! You've worked from home for 30 years, Little John, you piece of shit. How a cruel millionaire couple forced dogs to have too many litters. Fuck those people again. A menage a trois on the high seas. Was there ever a wilder rower? 2 naked German deckhands and as many as 5 women on the go at a time. No wonder British adventurer James Warham, who's died aged 93, was infamous for so much more than his daredevil Atlantic crossings. I don't know, that all sounds a little bit Epstein yacht to me. Why would they build those submersibles when they could just train crabs, says Mark Canosis. Alright, killer shot confession over murder of woman mistaken for Murdoch wife. 50 years after kidnapping, he reveals where the body is buried. He being the murderer rather than Rupert Murdoch. January 11th, 2022, from the Daily Mail Archive, January 11th, 1957. The great switchover to independent television continues. 96% of programmes in the top 10 list in 1956 were on ITV. No BBC programme has made one of the lists since September, when Swiss film 4 in a Jeep rated second place in the Midlands. Yes, 1957, the Daily Mail was already on its anti-BBC kick. January 11th, 1977, a long-standing feud between 3 ex-Beatles and their former managers ended with a £3 million out-of-court settlement. Last night, tough-talking Alan Klein, the man who gets the money, paid tribute to the Kissinger-like diplomacy of John Lennon's 42-year-old Japanese wife, Yoko Ono. He said, "That woman is extraordinary." Happy birthday to Jamie Vardy and to Rachel Riley. Born on this day, John Sessions, 1953 to 2020. And Christine Kaufman, the actress, the first Austrian to win a Golden Globe for her debut in 1961's Town Without Pity. Kaufman was the second of Tony Curtis's 6 wives, despite a 20-year age gap. It was the first of her 4 marriages, and she later said she had an affair with actor Warren Beatty, who didn't have an affair with actor Warren Beatty. On January 11th in 1967, Luther Terry, then US Surgeon General, published his report providing a link between smoking and cancer. They'd known about that for years, though. In 1986, Pet Shop Boys notched up their first of 4 UK number ones with West End Girls. Quote of the day comes from Walter Lippmann, the US writer. The newspaper is in all literalness the Bible of democracy, the book out of which a people determines its conduct. Oh, fuck off. Imagine putting that quote in the Daily Mail. Joke of the day. Why are jokes about lifts so funny? They work on many levels. No. Dick Littlejohn by name, Dick Littlejohn by lecture. Kissinger like, oh no. It's the Daily Mail office based in Florida. It's a C122, H122. Michael Caine is selling off various bits of memorabilia in an auction. You can get a lighter with his initials on it for £1,500. A director chair from Get Carter for £1,200. A poster from the film that he got his breakthrough in, Zulu, for £2,000. A pair of his glasses for £1,200. And a gold Rolex watch for £12,000. Skipping through the good health section. That wasn't funny. Not funny. Not yesterday. They didn't. Why fruit and veg could be nature's secret sleep remedy. Never mind hot baths, pillow sprays, and pills. Some experts now say your diet is key to getting a good night's rest. There's a whole thing. When your brain fog isn't menopause, it's middle-aged ADHD. And as these high-flying women reveal, so often the cause of their symptoms is missed because it's considered a young man's condition. Glad Michael Caine isn't selling them as NFTs. Give it time. Pick of the day, Rules of the Game, 9 PM one for BBC One. The TV reviews, Junior Bake Off gets 4 stars, and Warship, Life at Sea, also gets 4 stars. In the cartoons, Garfield's eaten all the cookies. In Chloe & Co., Chloe is drinking and talking to a man. The man says, I told her I'd been working late, but she didn't believe me, so she dragged me off to the bedroom. I was about as much use as a vote of thanks from the management. Jeez, what? Fred Bassett in his and his owner are going out, and the female owner says, "You can't come into..." Oh, just coming in, actually. "You can't come into the house like that. I've just washed the floor. Let me dry Fred first." And he thinks it's nice to know where priorities lie. Yes, Fred first. Diets always help hinder sleep, says the Burndoid. Breaking news. Vegetables are good for you, says Heathmore. Yeah, no shit. Okay, I'm afraid there are poems today. I am afraid there are poems. In fact, there's only one poem. And the poem is called Lest I Forget. On quiet days, those empty days, some memories give me grief. I try to think of happier times to bring me some relief. I have to write to ease the pain and direct my thoughts elsewhere. My brain refuses to comply. It wants to know I care. There are some days a smile may hide the hurt pain, and that's in my heart. The constant sadness that is mine because we are apart. On nights like this, the sky is clear, my thoughts are off in space. I wonder if it's right to ask, please, can I see her face? I would tell her I am coping and ask is she proud of me. I'd say how much I miss her. To my heart she has the key. I'd tell her about the poem. She'd know, of course, that's plain. I'd want to know if there's a chance of seeing her once again. In the darkness of the winter's night I stand. There is no sound except the whispers of the wind moving fallen leaves around. A single cloud blots out the moon. The blackness has increased. I shiver for I know she's gone. My tears are now released. This is how I run my life, and normally I'm fine. From day to day I carry on, just waiting for a sign. She found my heart when it was lost. Some say that it was fate. She taught me to be patient. She told me I must wait. So wait I will. I'll banish tears and remember all she said. I'll keep on writing poetry. There are better times ahead.
No, there's not.
Charlie Horner of Bognor Regis, please, please. Red Tick Seed, the Daily Mail needs to shut the fuck up about mental health, especially ADHD. They don't know what they're talking about, and they demonise it every other day anyway. Chris McRae, is this poem about stalking? Anyone say that the Weight Watchers in a white circle on a red background looks slightly problematic? Big Old Boy says the poem is about Rachel Riley. Burnsoy, please people who send poems to the Daily Mail to learn different meter. Stop writing poetry and go to therapy. Yes to all of these things. Right, the straight to the point letters. Mick Brigstock says, raising taxes is not the difficult decision we want from the Chancellor. It's tackling government waste. Eleanor Christie says, Deborah Turners has been made the BBC's £400,000 a year news chief. Meanwhile, pensioners have to pay £159 to watch repeats. Carol Brown says, yes, we should sing God Save the Queen more often, but I must admit that as a child I thought Send Her Victorious referred to the Victoria plums in our garden. Jesus Christ. AC Hedworth says, replace the bongs before news at 10 with the national anthem. Fuck me. Colin Ellison says, if Lord Sugar is the cream of young entrepreneurs on The Apprentice, I despair. No, that's not what The Apprentice is a fucking clown show, you idiot. Right. Margaret Chappell says, if our energy bill soars, my husband says he will burn the furniture in a fire pit to stay warm. Brilliant. Great. Whatever. Ralph Doncaster says, why is the Foreign Secretary Liz Truss wearing a dressing gown to work? I don't know. Janet Bartholomew says, please tell Anne Robinson that Countdown is not the weakest link. Brian Eustace says, scientists have taught goldfish to drive. The big question is why? And Gene Cooper says, Anton Deck's limitless win should be renamed Excitementless. Well, thank you for that, folks. R.I.P. to that poem writer's missus, but at least she's in a better place now. Brackets, away from his poetry. I sentence that poet to life in Butlin, says Jordan D.H. Chris McRae on Rachel Riley. I'll take none from the top and none from anywhere else, please. I always wonder how unhinged the letters they don't publish are. Yeah, I know, and we never read the long letters, really, because they're fucking interminable. Right, today's recipe is berry smoothie bowl. You can get some ugly socks if you want, and a walk-in bath. funeral insurance. This tells you a lot about the Daily Mail readership. A new vacuum cleaner. And in the sport, Aussie Open on red alert. Fears of violence in stands if Djokovic free to play. Security beefed up after fans clash with Melbourne police. And Lucky United march on. Lucky. Right, so that's the Daily Mail. Give me your scores. Quadruple negative nice from me. Ugly sucks. Hell yes, says Red Tick Seed. Right, so thank you very much for joining me for this episode 1 of the Paper Thing Season 6. There will be a new playlist going up on YouTube with all of the episodes from this season, including this one going up. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and comment, especially if you've got this far into the show. But for now, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from the person in the room who's having a deeply frustrating day. So, you know, L's in the chat for person in the room. See you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. In the meantime, of course, you can find me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy and elsewhere, you know. Red Tixie going to buy all the clothes advertised in the Daily Mail and look like an absolute twat. Ged Station says minus all the numbers for the Daily Mail. Quadruple negative nice from Slink and Myre. Septuple negative nice from the Neon Lady. A quadruple negative nice from the Burnzoid upset at no coins. Yes. Have a good one, everyone. Cheers. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.